For hole 1, I'm going to be using an APOC 4, 5, and 6 and a Kingmaker. On all the APOCs, you're going to be using 5 top spin and max left spin. With an APOC 4, you're going to be starting at the +4 yard mark, and with an APOC 5 and 6, you're going to be starting at the 0 yard mark. You are then going to over adjust your shot with a +20% over adjustment at maximum distance of your club, and then you're going to give it a slight baby curl to the left. Our target yardage is around 353. At 353, we know the second shot plays at 85% thorn. Here I went 351 and I hit a great right. So what I did is, since I was further away, I did ±2% per yard and came up with 89%. I chose to go with 90% slider since I hit a great right and was a little bit further away from the hole. So here at 351, great right, I hit 90% slider with a +15% elevation. So again, your second shot will be played with a +15% elevation at the slider of your club. At 353, this shot was made at 85% slider, and 351, it was made with a 90% slider. So again, you need to take into account that the 353 was hit with a great left on the drive, and the 351 was hit with a great right on the drive. So again, take that into account when you do set up for your second shot and how you did your drive. Was it great left, great right, or perfect? For hole 2, I'm playing with a quarterback 10. If you have a quarterback 8, you're going to be using mid distance. If you are using a quarterback 10, you're going to be using 45% slider with a +10% elevation. Both clubs will be using a +10% elevation, but the quarterback 10 is going to be using a 45% slider. If you do have a quarterback 9, just put quarterback 8 in the app and use the quarterback 8 numbers for the shot at 10% mid. So here again, I'm playing at 10% at a 45% slider, and then I'm going to pull back one ring towards the tee. So again, you're going to pull back your ring towards the tee, one ring after your adjustment, and then you're going to try to hit perfect. I have yet to hit perfect on this hole, but perfect has dropped for others. For hole 3, we are blasting it over. You can get over with an extra mile 8, a Thor 6, an APOC 4, 5, and 6. You're going to use a Zerk. Full top spin, full right spin, and then you're going to aim for the middle of the fairway. You're going to over adjust your shot with a +10% over adjustment and then push up to max. And then you're going to do full overpower and give it a little, I gave it a little bit of tiny curl because I always do that. So a little bit of tiny curl, you don't have to, I believe, and just try to hit perfect. The advantage of having an APOC 6 is that it's going to get you past that tree. Now, a APOC 4 and 5 is going to get you close to getting past that tree. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, depending on if you hit great left, great right, or perfect. But here I did end up past the tree. I have my Grizzly in. You want to take the long iron with the better ball guide. It's going to help you. So here I played at max distance with a +15% elevation. I hit a great right, and it went in, which tells me that this hole actually plays at a +20% elevation. So when I played this shot again, I forgot to put my Grizzly in the bag and I had a Goliath. I played the Goliath at a 20% elevation and it hopped right over the hole, but it was on line to the hole. So I just needed a better ball guide and more backspin on my Goliath shot. So this shot does play at a +20% elevation, and you want to bring the better ball guide of your long irons. For hole 4, I know there is a bounce over shot, and that does work, but I'm having trouble lining that shot up. So I'm opting to try and dial in the quarterback rough bump shot. What I have figured out so far is that even though I have a power 1 here, I'm going to be using a 225 ball, a power 2, or you can use a katana, it's up to you. But you only really need 2 side spin to the left and possibly no backspin or topspin. I still haven't figured this one out. I will hopefully have it figured out by tomorrow. But what I know so far is that you only need 2 side spin to the left. Here I didn't use any top or back spin to it. I did over adjust this shot with a plus 15% over adjustment at min distance, and I think it actually plays at a 10% elevation. This will be hopefully dialed in tomorrow. I will be trying 10% tomorrow, seeing where it comes in, and then we'll go from there. But so far it's either 10% or 15% elevation at min distance, and I believe you only need a 225 ball. For hole 5, this is a fairly simple shot. With any APOC 4, 5, and 6, you're going to be using 5 top spin and max right spin. With an APOC 5 and 6, you're going to be using a power 4 ball. In APOC 4, you're going to use a Zerk. With a Thor 6, you're going to use a Zerk, and you're going to use full top spin. And an extra mile, I'm not sure how it's playing, but Damien has that shot on his channel. So here I did 5 top spin, max right spin. I'm aiming just to the right of the left tree, and I'm doing a little bit of curl. Note the curl on these shot. It's about a quarter ball of curl. And I'm not doing full overpower. I'm doing about 50% overpower on that shot. So again, you're going to be aiming just to the right of the tree, and you're going to be using about a quarter ball of curl. For hole 6, we are blasting over again, so you're going to want to use a power 5 ball. So here I'm doing max top spin, max right spin with my APOC 6. You're going to use an APOC 4 will make it, an APOC 5 will make it. A Thor 6, I am not sure if it makes it. I'm assuming it does since it has a massive amount of top spin. But you're just going to be aiming it down the fairway, and then you're going to be blasting it over and get you to that second fairway. Now, with an APOC 6, I can actually get to the third fairway. With an APOC 5, you're going to have to take off some top spin and lay up a little bit, otherwise you will stop in the rough. But here, I played my second shot with a plus 20% elevation and at max distance of my thorn. So the second shot does play at a plus 20% over adjustment of your shot at the slider of your club. So here, I played at max plus 20. So again, on the drive, you will have to play around with how much top spin you can use so that you don't end up in the rough. If you do end up in the rough, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to get your eagle, but you lose the albatross chance. So here is your best bet for the albatross. For hole 7, I think I finally figured this out as far as the curl and where to place the ball. So here you're going to basically place your ring in the middle of the rough. Here I did full top spin and full right spin. I adjusted my shot with a 0% elevation and then pushed up to max, and I did about a triangle ball of curl with full overpower. What I should have done was probably only used about 5 top spin. I will hopefully dial this in by tomorrow, but we shall see. So this is still a work in progress. With an APOC 4 and 5, you should be fine. And do full top spin with a APOC 4 and 5. And also the same setup, 0% max, and then a triangle ball of curl. So to be determined more tomorrow, so we shall see. Fenzel hit this shot with a sniper 8 and at mid distance with a 45% elevation, basically an over adjustment of 45%. So here I basically went 42% slider because that's what mid would be for a sniper 8. So here we are playing 42% slider, and I played this with a plus 45% elevation. I just came up short. So I think I'm too far back, I believe. I'm not 100% sure why I missed this shot, or I need to basically pull at an 1159 pull angle, I believe. So this shot will be determined more later on as we dial this in, but he does have it on his walkthrough, and the link for his channel will be in the description below. A member of mine has hit this at 42% slider at 45% elevation. For hole 9, we're going to be using a Zerk again, and with your APOC 4, 5, or 6, you're going to be using max left spin, and with at least the APOC 6, I'm going with 4 top spin because I have more curl and I won't risk going into the rough. If you have an APOC 4 or 5, do 2.5 top spin to 3 top spin only. because your curl isn't quite there to keep you in the center. So here I'm adjusting my shot at 0% elevation at max distance, even though we aren't in max, and I'm doing full curl on this shot. So if you have an APOC 4 or 5, you're going to be using full curl, but only do about 2.5 to 3 topspin instead of the 4 that I did here. I was just pushing it, and I'll probably end up backing my topspin off to 3.5 topspin. But this sets me up for a rough bump with my Sniper 10. If you have a Sniper 8 or 9, this might not work for you, and you're going to have to find another wood that will work for you. Or you can bring your Sniper and do a bounce over shot as well. But if you do the rough bump, I'm playing this at max distance with a plus 10% elevation. You're going to spin your ball to the hole, and I believe the offset is going to be just to the left of the cup. I believe is going to be the offset. So here I did do a plus 10% elevation at max distance of my club. Don't worry about the tree. You can hit a regular shot and it won't hit the tree. I have done this shot many times on 4 counts and it has yet to hit the tree. Hopefully this guide helps you out a little bit for the qualifying. I will hopefully have more updates for you tomorrow or Wednesday. So good luck, guys, and happy golfing. And remember, hit perfect.